Hey, this is Red Band coming to you live from the world famous Comedy Store for a brand new episode of Kill Tony. Give it up for Tony Hinchcliffe.
Sure.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Fuck yes. Fuck yes, everybody. Audio issues on the intro, and I love that.
Why not?
That's when you know you're in for a crazy night. How you guys doing? Fuck yeah, it's happening. It's an electric room right now. I'm pretty excited about that. It's Kill Tony 38. I'm here with the great Brian Redband.
Jesus Christ, you can tell this is already a crazy audience.
Yes.
I'm kind of nervous from if you saw last week's episode, that was like traumatic.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
We had some aggressive foreign people. We had a complete meltdown from one guy. I mean, a true meltdown of mass. It was the only time. 38 episodes times, we'll say 15, 20 comedians. But last week was the first time that a comedian ever freaked out so bad that he left out of that door.
Yeah.
He exited.
Exit stage left even.
Right. I'm pretty sure that if that was just like a rooftop and not a stairway, that he still would have just jumped right out of there.
Yeah.
He was out very quickly, no hesitation. Yeah, it was a crazy episode. A lot of fun feedback. A little bit of audio magic.
Yeah, we had a MP3 recorder that I have been using for about 5 years decided to go out in the middle of recording last week's episode. Thank God we had a backup. But not only did we have some of the craziest things happen, but like I even focused in on the MP3 recorder on the video, and it was showing it was recording the whole time. It's so fucking weird.
Could have been the ghost.
It's
you had
the
the
ghost. Now I get what Tennessee Tuxedo from the Ding Dong Show always talked about.
Yeah.
There's a ghost here.
So I spent the weekend in Traverse City. We have that was insane. I just had a comedy winter festival this weekend with Tim Meadows and Dave Foley and filmmaker Michael Moore. That was insane.
You're around a lot of snow. How was that?
It was we were inside. I mean, you just go from one place to the next. It's sort of bizarre. Like there's no really
I just forget that it's like freezing cold.
The people that live there are so used to it. It's insane. And that was always pretty much the first 5 minutes of my set was every set were these theater loads of people. And I just keep asking them, like, what the fuck are you people doing here?
Yeah.
Because I don't get it.
I don't get it.
There were some people that were riding this Ferris wheel that was in the middle of the street that was in the middle of this festival. I mean, it's like 6 degrees out. But anyway, it's always great when you get off that plane. It's fucking 75 and sunny. Anyway, so if you guys know anything about the show, you know that a few weeks ago, our head of security, the Iron Patriot, quit the show in a devastating move. He said that he got too big for the show, and that he wanted to move on to bigger things, and that when Comedy Central picks up the show, that he'll be waiting by the phone, which I'm guessing all right. For those of you listening to the podcast, Brian just poured water on a doll, and now he is tapping its butt with a battery. The people in the front row are loving this. And so anyway, since he quit, we've been replacing him each week with a different kind of patriot. Our first patriot had a speech impediment.
The Iron Josh.
The Iron Josh. Our second one was the first ever
Iron PDC.
Oh yes, Iron PDC was great.
And then last week
he was in a band called the Filthy Lobster.
Yep. And then we had last week we had the first
African American.
Yeah, I almost said something
and
else.
Also, we had a surprise appearance by the first ever homosexual patriot, the Iron Gatriot.
Yeah.
And that was very exciting.
That was.
Well, this week we are debuting yet another new patriot, everybody. I present to you our first ever Mexican patriot. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Cholo Patriot! got a cowbell, ladies and gentlemen.
Elotes, tamales, churros, tamales.
What's up with the bell? Yes, you do have lights there. I love that.
I paid the bill.
I love that cowbell. Yeah, that's fucking great. I love the bandana. You have your own take on this character. I really like that.
See.
See. Fuck yeah.
Is that a gun? Do you have a gun?
Oh yeah. Shit goes down. Fucking.
That's a first. Right back into your holster. Almost seems like there's naturally just a hole in that thing from perhaps you putting it on earlier, and that it.
No, we had
perfectly.
the Black Patriot last week, and he ripped through it.
Oh yeah,
his boner went crazy.
The African American patriots are. They'll poke a hole in your pajama, if you know what I mean. And I mean poke a hole in your pajama.
Like Pocahontas?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
So you want us to? What are we calling you? The Cholo Patriot? Is that what you or?
Just Mexican, that's fine.
Okay,
I mean,
Mexican.
shit. We already have enough shit stacked against us. Why fucking call me Cholo?
Now, who, as the Mexican Patriot, who are some of your favorite comedians?
Bill Burr. George Lopez.
Oh.
George Lopez. Yeah. Está loco, George Lopez. Bill Burr, George Lopez.
Okay, well, it looks like you have a pretty extensive list. I think you're going to be perfect as a comedy head of security. So, oh, that's a good one. The yeah. Wow.
Oh, that's
that's
badass.
very good.
Almost lost my balance.
This is great. Next week we might have a Mexican woman be the Patriot, and she could be the ironing Patriot.
Oh.
Because they're maids. You get it, everybody? All right. I hate it when people make that noise. I'm sorry about that joke. I shouldn't have said it. So let's get this thing started. Thank you. Put your hands together for the Mexican Patriot, everybody.
Yeah.
Well, let's get it started. It's episode 38 of Kill Tony. And every week on this show, I always have two of my funniest friends sit in with me as guests. And this week's no different. Two of my funniest pals, everybody. You know him from Last Comic Standing and his own Comedy Central 1 hour special. It's Chris Porter. And the winner of the HBO Aspen Comedy Festival, the host of the test, Kirk Fox. Wow. Fuck yeah. Now, so awesome to have you guys. This is Kirk's third appearance on the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit, I got to get things going on so that I'm not so available.
Aren't you on TV?
I am, but I guess it's not enough.
No, you need to get on better
I guess
TV.
you got to be doing podcasts to really start connecting with the people.
It's good to know you've been busy on Monday nights is a good time to have off.
Shit, man. When you called, I said, fuck, I'm already here. I was already here, so it's good.
I got locked out of my apartment, so I'm here regardless. I mean, not that I wasn't going to come, but then
Is someone in there? Did someone lock you out?
I don't know what the fuck happened. I left. When I left, part of the door handle came off of my hand. You'd think that would.
Did you leave angry? I mean, did you
No,
just rip a fucking door off?
No, I'm just strong. I've been hitting the gym.
What happened? Did
Well,
somebody
the door
help
handle
you?
came off, and I was like, oh, I'll just put that back on, which I did. And I was like, problem solved. Left. Came back 6 hours later with friends going, let's listen to records and get shit-faced. And they're like, cool. And then we sat outside my door for 30 minutes.
What about, like, do you have a
Was it
super
your
or
door?
something?
Maybe you went to the wrong place. Maybe you were already shit-faced.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it looked like my place.
Okay.
Nobody could help you at the
Well, the
complex?
super was there, but he's not real good with the English.
He's
So
not
Right,
super.
we had to rush him off and get him in his
I know the
Patriot
problem.
outfit.
I feel you, man. I could have broken in. Fuck it.
Yeah, I know. Well, he was also of Hispanic descent.
Oh, nice.
Who isn't?
So I thought of anyone, he was just going to pop the thing open.
Hell yeah, just.
But apparently
Going.
it's not as easy as a Honda Civic.
Yeah. You need a longer coat hanger. That's That's the only difference.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad to have you guys. You know, some of you guys know the deal.
You did no research this week?
Oh, yeah. You have any questions for our guests?
Yeah. So I know Kirk Fox, mi amigo, goes to Los Compadres down the street, little restaurant
Yes,
down
I
there.
do. Is there a problem?
Yeah. How do you take your margaritas? There's a special way.
Just take them with the straw and I suck them down. What do you mean a special way?
Because when I went there, I asked for a margarita. They said, "Would you like the Kirk Fox special?"
I like it strong, not sweet. Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
They have it on the menu.
Do they? Does it say the Kirk Fox?
Kirk Fox special.
Strong, not too sweet. It's a Cadillac, but I don't want the fire in there. I don't want to catch fire.
Oh, the Cadillac.
Yes, sir.
So that's Grand Marnier, right?
You can call it that. I'm sure it's not pronounced that way in the handbook.
Probably not in France, right?
I'd like the Grand Marnier.
I think it is.
No, there's no way.
Marnier.
They'll deliver it. It doesn't matter how you say it, but you'll get your drink.
Bring that orange shit
Marnier.
that I like. That's what I say.
So you're a Mexican compatriot in there?
Yeah, Mexican compatriot. Yeah,
Nice.
this is it.
I looked it up earlier. It's
Check it
the
out.
Del Patriote del Hierro,
That's
the Spanish Iron
You
Patriot.
butchered that shit, but fuck.
Grand
That's what
Marnier
I-
and El Patriote.
You could probably sneak into America in that outfit.
Oh, yeah, I
they
did.
wouldn't even see it.
You just sneak over.
If one guy did, they would sell like 1 million of those outfits tomorrow.
When I think leading edge technology, I think Mexico. I don't know if you've been to deep Mexico, but nothing screams technologically advanced like a
That does look
burro.
leading. That looks like a good toy set from Tijuana.
Iron Man with a push light. That's,
He's great in closets.
yeah. You can hang him anywhere.
Patriot, did you have any question for Chris?
Yeah, Kansas City.
Yes.
What do you hate about it?
The way they vote.
They pulled me over in Kansas City. That's the only.
They pull me over in Kansas
Were you
City.
wearing that
I'm
outfit?
From there.
Yeah, I was wearing this outfit at 4 in the morning, and they're like, "Woo!" Like shit. Yeah, man.
Well, let's get this thing started. It's episode 38 of Kill Tony. You guys know how the show works. Comedians sign up for the chance to get 1 minute on this stage to get some kind of help in any way from us. And you know that your 60 seconds is up when you hear that meow of a kitty. Aww, that's so adorable. And you should wrap it up right around then, because if you run your time, then you're going to bring out the angry West Hollywood bear. Oh, wow. And
Shit.
that
Was
bear,
the bear fucking an elephant?
I'm pretty sure at
The
the
bear
end.
was that longer than a minute? Like you?
That's my kind of bear.
That's a long bear.
Yeah.
That's longer than your set.
The elephant gave a bear the minute. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he made an elephant come at the end of that.
Yes.
Anyway, so let's get it going. Your
Could you
first.
imagine if an elephant squirted? That would be fucking.
I mean, I would have never imagined it until
that's
you
like
brought
a,
it up.
That's like a. That's
Now
like
I'll
a
have to think about it
tsunami.
a lot. Yeah, it's something
So
that I don't want to ever
I'm
think
gonna go
about.
change.
Does it squirt on us? Is that what you're implying?
Oh, well, I don't. I don't know.
Shit, I hope you get back in your
You'd
apartment
have to-
soon.
you'd-
If you're thinking this shit, you've been outside too
I'm
long.
just saying. Well, elephant coming. I don't think that was a real far stretch.
They should have a zoo where it's only animals that squirt.
They do. It's called the spearmint rhino. Thank you. I'll close on that
Perfect.
one. I'm going to head out of here.
Well, we got momentum. Let's get our first comedian up here. And they go by the name of Jeanne Whitney. Coming from deep in the gullet.
So I've realized I can't call my family when I'm feeling down. Because one time I did an open mic and I just fucking bombed. And the next day I called my brother and I was like, James, you know, maybe I'm not funny. And he goes, yeah, maybe. Maybe you're not. maybe you're only funny to like your family. I was like, okay, thanks. Can you put Dad on the phone? So my dad gets on. He goes, hi, Gene. How are you doing? I was like, I'm okay, but I got a speeding ticket. And he goes, what? What? You are screwing your life up, aren't you? Son of a bitch. Are you in porno? I was like, what? No, I'm not in porno. You need to come home, damn it. You need to come home and be a nurse. So now when I'm feeling down, I just keep my feelings inside. I don't call them. I don't miss them. They can go fuck themselves. Thank you.
Wow.
Look at that, exactly a minute.
Exactly.
Fuck yeah. How long have you been out here?
I've been out here about a year. I've been doing this about 6 months.
And where are you from?
I'm from Indiana.
What part?
Southern Indiana, Evansville.
Evansville. I've
Yeah.
been there.
Oh, really?
What a shithole that
I
place
know.
is.
I know. It's so
The
bad.
comedy club was next to a Chuck E. Cheese.
There's a comedy club there?
There was. It closed because it was
Oh.
in fucking
Was
Evansville.
it the Funny Bone?
Yeah,
Okay.
and it was terrible.
Yeah, I'm very sorry that you had to experience that.
Did you go to that?
I did, and one of my worst experience. I showed up to do the gig, and there was a giant like Wheel of Fortune on the stage. I go, "What's that all about?" They said, "Oh, everyone here is in a raffle to win a ticket to the Super Bowl, and right before you go on stage, they're gonna select the winner." And I said, "You mean after?" They said, "No, before." So right before I go on stage, they give this guy the Super Bowl tickets, and everyone else is in a shit mood because they just lost. So dude gets Super Bowl tickets, bails. And I walk up, and I'm a dick, so I just went, "What's up, losers?" And it was an uphill battle from that point on.
So it's probably good that you started comedy out here and not there.
Yeah, no, you would have written a
yeah.
note to your parents about how you ended it, and that's why.
I like the fact that your dad just went right to asking if you're in porno.
Yeah, he worries a lot.
Did he
about
not
me.
know? Does he think you might be?
I don't know.
I mean, did he really ask that?
No.
Do you have a video on the internet that we should know about?
I don't know. Do I?
I don't. I would know. Trust
I hope
me.
not.
I would know.
There's still time. You've only been out here 6 months.
Thanks. I'm good. But no. He worries about me a lot, and he always jumps to the worst conclusion
Uh-huh.
of what.
Porno's not the worst.
Yeah.
There's
No.
a lot of money in porno.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hookering.
Like if he had jumped
that's
to,
the
"Are you
worst.
fucking elephants?" I mean, that
Yeah.
that'd be a
Right.
jump.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I think you're funny.
Who would
thought-
Wait, that's just a sound effect this whole time? I thought we actually had a. All
I
right,
like it.
nothing.
It was genuine. It was stuff I hadn't heard before, which is rare coming from a young comic.
Okay.
And you could have gotten into it a little quicker. Just you don't have to set up the whole picture. You just have to tell us what we know to get the joke. So you
Okay.
can just be like, "My family are dicks, and I have a bad set, and my brother's like, maybe I'm not funny, but just get through it as fast as possible."
Yeah.
Brevity is key in what we do. So it's just what I try to do is I'll write out what I like word for word, and then I just take out all the words that I don't need. Like, so that's just bare minimum. Because as comics, we're conversational anyway. You're going to add the words. You're going to make it. It's not like you're just going to go up there and be like random sentence fragments. Like, you're going to make it so that they can fucking understand it. So you just really remember the punchline and shit and get to it as fast as you can.
I always feel I'm like, I gotta set it up so
No,
they
no, no.
understand exactly
Well, you
what's
can't, but
going
you
on.
did it you did it more like acting, like almost.
Yeah.
Like you're not talking to me like if you told me the same story, you would tell me a different way than how you just did it.
Like
on
like
stage.
the way that you were talking to us right now and listening, that's kind of how you want to connect with that room. You just kind of want to tell them that story and then hit those punchlines so that we're listening like you're talking to someone at a bar.
Okay.
That's what I think. I think it should always feel like, man, I was just talking to my brother, and God, he just jumps, he's on my ass, and then my dad got on the phone and told him about the speeding ticket. He thought I was doing porn, and I said yes, and I need money for it's just,
Yeah.
I need money for what?
whatever you want to do. It's just, Oh, was
and
that
you
out
can
loud?
and you can reset that and tell them like you told us that your dad always jumps to the worst conclusion. And then you could even have more things rattling off.
Yeah,
like
that's a
that.
good way.
And
yeah.
I'll also say this: even if you have a minute, I think you should always find your spot, take a breath, let the room adjust to seeing you for 1 second, say hi, and then just go for it. You know, it's better to do like a killer minute. Sorry, that was my penis. Every once in a while, it whistles when I feel I'm talking to a girl. But just a slow rise. Don't try and squeeze 2 minutes into 1 minute.
Squeeze, or just have 45 seconds in a minute. That's what I do.
It's true.
Like if I'm doing 30, I plan out 25. And worst comes to worst, I leave at 28 minutes.
Well, what if sometimes what they're like, oh, you can't leave at 28 minutes. You've got two more minutes.
You have to do 2
Then just stand there and be
I don't
pretty.
know what
Don't let
club you're
anyone fucking
working where
squeeze
that
you into an
happens.
extra 2 minutes.
Yeah, I've never been to a club where they're like, you went 2 minutes
You're at
short.
28 minutes. Stretch it.
Yeah.
Got 2
I
more.
know. I heard a story once about a comic who was supposed to do 30 minutes and they only did 26 and they tried to get off stage and the person was
Don't
like, you
ever
have 4
listen
more
to any
minutes.
stories about
Oh,
comics.
yeah, don't.
No.
Yeah. No, it's one thing if you're doing 45 and you bail at 30. But at 2 minutes, listen, comedy
It's one
club
thing if you're doing
waitresses-
1 minute and you try and get out at 50 seconds. We'll be
Yeah,
like, you
don't-
fucking stay there for 10 more seconds.
But yeah, comedy club waitresses have drug problems. They want to get the fuck out of there quicker than anybody else. So it's like 2 minutes earlier, great, let's do blow.
For 6 months in, you're really comfortable on stage. Do you have like a acting or theater background or something?
Yeah, I went to acting school for 2 years. And
There's an acting school?
there are plenty of them.
Yeah.
But there's a lot willing to take your money.
Yeah, absolutely.
I went to ADA, which is on La Brea. And
Oh, of
Yeah,
course.
she's a thief.
yeah. I'm a thief.
No, she is.
No, the chick over there.
No, I'm kidding. She sounds great.
You have nice lips.
Oh, thank
There
you.
you go. There's Brian always has the
That's
most. Brian is our.
feedback.
Brian's the chairman of wisdom over here.
Unfortunately, he was looking right at me when he said it.
Yeah.
Jeanne, thank you so much.
Thank
That's
you.
Jeanne Whitney, everybody. Her first time on Kill Tony. She's on Twitter at Jeanne Lenora. Well, what's that? What's that last name? What is that? Well, what is that? Your last name?
My middle name.
Leonora?
What's wrong with your last name?
I don't know how to change it. I don't know how to change it back.
Oh, yikes. Jeanne Leonora,
You
everybody.
just do it. You just change it like that. You just say, here's my last name and stick with it.
Man, first name, middle name for the Twitter
Can't
handle.
change
That's
my
an
name. I've
interesting
already
one.
told someone it's
You sure she
Leonora.
hasn't been on before? I swear to God, I remember those lips.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe she is in porn. Maybe her dad's right.
I would know.
Yeah, I love the point that you hit, and I think that's definitely something worth noting on this show because I feel like that's often something that I hear people say is, oh, I think I went... often the note is that people are going too fast. And there's nothing worse than trying to squeeze in a minute and 20 seconds worth of jokes and punchlines into a minute and having nothing hit because nobody really knows, because you feel robotic. And so then we don't even get to really absorb the punchline. So it is very important to take your time on this. You know what I mean? Like a 45-minute,
the truth
45-second.
The truth is, I think even if you don't get to your punchline in your minute, you're going to have a minute on the chair, and you can even say, hey, here's where I was trying to get to.
I mean,
as long as it's a real conversation,
Right.
I think
yeah.
I think in life you should just talk about it and say, fuck, I didn't even get to my punchline. Well, maybe you were a little slow. It's
Right.
better
That's
to be a
what
little
the bear
slow.
is for. That bear comes out. Okay, your next comedian, everybody. Here we go. Amir Khalil. Amir Khalil coming from the back. Here he is. He's already wiping the sweat. I love it. Amir, everybody. Put your hands together for Amir.
Hi, guys. I really did not expect this. I had a dream with Shaquille O'Neal. He was dressed as Kazam, the genie. And he said he's going to grant me one wish. I said, I want to grow 3 more inches. But not taller, I mean. Down there, And so he laughed. Your wish has been granted. And he disappears in a blunderbuss of smoke. And I said, whew, all right. Thanks, Shaq. What What am I supposed to do now with 2 3-inch dicks? You're looking at me like, I know what you can do with them. All right, that's my 1 minute, fellas.
That's 42
right.
seconds.
That's 42.
Fuck yeah.
Get back out there and do your 18 seconds. No, I'm kidding.
All right, well, that's interesting.
Okay, well, let's start at the beginning. That's a good place. I like how you went right into it. You know, if they don't get that you're referencing your dick, fuck them. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to say, down there. Yeah. Like, it just kind of, I feel like it cheapens it a little bit. Just let it sit there, because if anything else, it shows confidence in the joke. If I can just sit there and go, yeah, I just said that.
I like that. Yeah, it's great.
Mm-hmm. I think there should be more. I think it's like I'm waiting for there to be a Shaq thing.
Well, and I like the turn. I like the 2 3-inch dicks like that. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Here was my problem with it, because I think you're funny, and I think you're smart enough
Thank you.
to know that. But it was a joke. So when you come up on stage, it almost felt like you could have been doing a knock-knock joke. Right. So you have to find a way to make it not feel like a joke.
Okay.
I mean, it was like everyone thought a genie. I had a dream about it. No, you didn't.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't. He's right.
So immediately they're like, fucking, this is a real complicated dream he had. So it's tough to make that funny.
Okay.
So you want to make it genuine to yourself, I mean,
sometimes I wish I fucking could walk upon a genie and ask him for, a bigger dick.
Yeah.
Then they'll be like, well, fuck, we all wish we could ask for something.
Right.
You know what I mean? Instead of saying, hey, I had a dream last night about Shaq. That's a fucking shitty dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're dreaming about Shaq, you should be asking yourself some deeper questions.
Especially in Kazam.
Dreaming about Shazam, fucking don't go to bed.
Yeah. That's worse
Do you know
than
what
Freddy
I mean?
Krueger.
You know what I mean by that?
I want therapy now.
So get up there and talk
Yeah.
about your day. Something funny happened today. Like tomorrow you can do a joke about how last night I did a fucking shitty dream joke. No, you see that? You see how funny that is?
Thank you.
I'm glad you said it. I didn't want to say it.
No, but he knows.
Right.
He fucking knows,
Right.
especially when you start attacking someone in the audience at 40 seconds in.
Thank you. That was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just talk about your day. You're funny. You're relaxed. Just get some material.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really did not expect to go on tonight. That was quite.
I
a
love that
pleasure.
you
Thank
said that,
Yeah.
but you did sign up for the show, and you know what I mean.
Like when you get in your car and you
said-
drive somewhere, it's like, fuck, I didn't expect to drive there.
Right. Like,
It's
I
like
understand.
when you win an Academy Award, deep down you're hoping you get on that podium. So don't come up and pretend you don't want to be here. We know that you're here for a reason.
Right.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now, me
Yeah.
personally, I do not want to fucking be here. I'm kidding. It's comedy.
Thank you so much.
Thank
That's
you.
Amir Khalil.
Thank you guys. Thank you everybody.
Amir Khalil Comedy on Twitter. That's at Amir Khalil, Kalil Comedy on Twitter.
That was awesome.
Fuck yeah. Kirk, you and I just did the Traverse Fest. You were there with me.
Yes, I was,
In a-
Tony.
in a-
Traverse City, Michigan, correct?
Yeah, in a winterland.
3 or 4 days, I saw you every day. It was a
Yeah.
lot of Tony.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun, right?
There was laughter. I
Heck
enjoyed
yeah.
it. We drank at night and slept during the day.
That's right.
called
Drank
being
very
a comic.
heavily.
Told jokes
Yeah.
at night.
Yeah.
It's cold.
It's creepy when you go to a place that's on the East Coast and you're having that much fun, like a comedy fest, and you're around comedians, because all of a sudden you feel like you have a very serious problem when you're drinking at 5:30 in the morning.
First
but
off-
the night before it was 2:30 in the morning, But it's like you look at the clock and you're just like, God, I'm still having a blast, and it's 5:30. But
First off, Geography King, Michigan is not on the East Coast.
it was more about the time
It is if you're
zone
drinking
than
at 5:30 in the morning.
Well,
You meant
if you're
the
drinking
time
at
zone.
5:30 in the afternoon, Nevada's on the East Coast. If you're going to get that fucked up.
it was a
agree.
time zone thing, Chris.
Yeah, it's the East Coast.
I like
time
that.
It
zone.
was about the 3.
So basically, you can be anywhere you want.
It's still not on the East Coast. It's because Chattanooga's in the East.
But the East Coast has the same time zone as Michigan.
Yeah, well,
The East Coast. It depends on how far. It depends on how far you want to go east.
I guess you're right.
Like I'm about as far east as I'd like to go, so this is the East Coast for me.
You don't do regular Hollywood.
We'll be right back.
And it really is. I'm telling you. And this was the inside joke all weekend with Kirk. He kept doing that at the most perfectly timed moments. If you know anything about Kirk, he's a fucking timing guru. So he'll sit on something for a while.
Like
anyway,
5 years. There's shit I've been
it's
sitting
true.
on for 5 years. I should have a house
I
by
bet
now.
you have been, because you kept hitting me with that. He made me literally, my knees buckled so hard at one point. We were walking back to the hotel.
Well, your knees are very
Big
tiny.
group of it. I do have tiny knees.
They buckle and
Fell
wait.
in the snow, and Matt jumped in the snow. He was having so much fun at one point. But what was a fun fact about the East thing though, Chris, is that like
I've been there a lot.
our perception. One thing that I've been looking at recently on these crazy learning websites is that like Cleveland, Ohio is farther
Pornhub
east
a learning
than
website?
yeah, that's it. I learned this on RedTube.
These crazy fucking learning websites. There's Pornhub. I learned how to not fuck.
Cleveland, Ohio is farther east than Tampa Bay, Florida.
Yes, it is.
And Pittsburgh is farther east than I think Orlando,
And that was information you thought you'd never use.
which is right on the almost to the complete East Coast, literally. But because it's a fucking circle, our shit's thrown off.
Fuck yeah. I don't.
Yeah, I didn't-
I'm obsessed with this shit lately. Like another one is Reno, Nevada,
Right.
is farther west than Los Angeles. You're laughing, and
He
and
showed it to me. I wouldn't
it's
believe
true.
it. He showed it to me, and it's true.
insanity.
Like,
So
go
if
on
you
your
look at a
phone right
map,
now and look.
because
It's crazy.
because California goes like that. Anyway, so, geography.
Why aren't there girls just surrounding you right now?
They're all on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Why
They're in
are
Reno.
there just models galore in bikinis? waiting to
Fucking
blow
Tony got in my
Hinchcliffe?
head with this fucking geography.
He starts rattling off capitals, and I'm almost there.
How you doing?
Pull my hair and tell me what's north of South Dakota.
How are you doing over there, Iron Man? Sia?
Good, man. I'm glad I know that.
That's the best one yet.
Boom.
Good one.
Speaking of sitting on a joke, look at this guy, fucking 40 minutes in.
I'm just glad I got that information, Tony. Now when I take the citizenship, guess what? I'm going to pass it.
I love that. hand
Citizenship.
flipper.
Here we come.
All right, let's get another comedian up
If you
here.
really want to get citizenship, keep that microphone next to your dick.
Yeah.
Your next comedian's name is Brett Banta.
When I saw you walking down the street, I said that's the kind of gal I like to meet.
Hi, my name is Brett Banta. I have 3 daughters. They're half Japanese. Their names are Kiyomi, Mina, and Hiya! They're karate kids. Sweep the leg. But Daddy, we're at IHOP. My daughters are always mispronouncing words. They'll say penis when they mean peanuts. And it's always when there's cops around. They'll say, Daddy, give me more penis. Now I just feed them almonds. Isn't that nuts? I have a twin brother. He has blonde hair and blue eyes. He looks like a movie star. I look like a POW. I don't sleep very well. I don't really brush my teeth. And I like crying out for help. Do anything for my twin brother, I'd take a bullet for him. I also have a half brother. I'd take a bullet for him too, but only from the waist down.
That is a minute.
Thank you.
That's usually when you would say thank you very much.
Thank you
Yep.
very much.
There you go.
Brett, I like your cadence. I think you have an interesting style to you.
I like your material.
Yeah.
You look incredibly frightened.
Yeah.
And I know that's part of being. How long have you been doing this?
Almost 2 years, but
Okay. Well,
How
we should
often
be
when you
past
say
it
2 years?
At this
Like
point.
I try and get up like 4 times a week at least.
Oh.
Try and do
Really?
multiple mics.
Now, are you nervous though? Are you
Yeah,
nervous, or are you just kind of working that angle?
No, I'm nervous.
Yes. You look like
You look like a
video
POW,
where you're
so it's
telling
fucking good.
people like how well they're treating you now that you've been captured by the enemy. Like that's the kind of demeanor I'm getting from you. And it's like your material's really funny. But you look so frightened up there that I don't want to laugh because I'm afraid you're going to pull a weapon out.
Yeah, I feel like you have a bomb under that shirt.
Yeah, because you're just like, I mean, I'm exaggerating to an extent, but you're just like, and it's like,
Start drinking.
I don't, or
No, but
I think that's a really one point is I've been sober. I'm pretty bad with drinking, but I don't want to bring everybody down. But I've always wanted to do comedy, and when I got sober, it takes a lot to kind of get up on stage.
absolutely.
Right.
Cough syrup.
But just
I love cough syrup. I mean,
stay,
liquid
you're
codeine.
funny though. So I have
Yeah.
if I can tell you, you are funny. So take that with you on stage. Okay. And you got to kind of have this you have to have an I don't give a fuck attitude.
yeah. When I have like a cold or I had the flu once, I went up and did open mic. My twin brother was like, "You."
Here, I'll tell you what you should do.
Sorry. Yep.
No, you don't have to apologize. But what I'm saying is, you're funny, and as nervous and creepy as you are, slow it down.
Yeah.
Because it's going to help you. Because you were slow that night, you had the flu. You were just chilled, and that'll help you breathe into communicating with the people. I'd get the hand out of the pocket,
I'm like, yeah,
No, because I used to do it too. I mean, I still do. And
It was the worst.
And it's a shitty habit, Once the hand's out, you'll start working on your posture. But you have good jokes, and if you slow it down, they're going to hit even harder because you're blowing through some of the laughter. And if you pause long enough, they'll realize it's okay to laugh without hurting you.
Yeah, I'm trying to work on pausing and.
Right.
Yeah, but
and slowing it down is
slow-
also another way to show confidence that you don't have.
Okay.
And I know it sounds weird, but like you have to be pretty deliberate, and like to you, it's gonna sound all kinds of fucked up, like you're talking to them like they're stupid.
Okay.
But you have to realize these people don't know what you're saying, even though you think they know.
Yeah.
They don't know the words that are about to come out of your mouth, so you have to give them time to take them in and figure out what they mean.
And it might, and the way you deliver a joke, it might take them a minute to even realize, oh fuck, this is
not a literal minute.
No, but it'll give them a beat
Yeah.
because you're blowing through where laughter might be.
Okay.
You have nice lips.
Thank you.
There you go. An equal opportunity harasser.
You're
keep
super
writing.
funny, man.
Yeah,
Super
totally.
funny.
Seriously, you are very funny. You really have 3 daughters?
I have 2, but I just worked in the high.
Well, see,
Right,
that's how good
exactly.
you are. We totally bought it.
But you know what's
Yeah.
funny? If you what you should say after that joke is say, I was kidding. I don't have 3 daughters. The one that's fake will be the other. Use the other name.
Okay. Hiya's a real handful. That's what
Yeah, just but just say, I'm lying. I don't have 3 daughters.
Yeah.
And then the
Yeah.
what was the first name of the daughter?
Kiyomi.
Yeah, Kiyomi is made up.
yeah.
Wow, that's good.
That's great.
Thank you. That's why I have an apartment.
Yeah, and I would lose the. Yeah.
I know how to work
Hey,
a
do you have a real
fucking-
Japanese wife?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's
man.
awesome.
Did she help you get out of the POW camp?
Do you have another job?
No, I mean I'm trying to figure out how to make ends meet and still go up every night. So.
Good, man. Just keep writing and,
I love that Chris is asking for another beer to Josh, who's on the other side of Brett, and he just wants a drink so bad while Chris is holding
know
up
what?
this glass. Like,
Listen, I'll have a beer too. This show's driving me to drink. Yes, sir.
I'll have another Hinchcliffe.
And
What's a Hinchcliffe?
It's a Crown Royal
The fact
and Coke.
that you're sober is driving me to drink, so that's good. Your set was successful.
The only thing I would lose with no hesitation is that's just nuts part of that thing. Like that noise that you heard when you heard that, like that's sort of what.
That's silly. That's like
Yeah, but
Laffy
if you're
Taffy.
gonna sit in it, I mean, if you're gonna do it, fucking sit in it and just bathe in it.
Yeah.
Go,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was awful. Ah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I do that shit all the like. I'll make a terrible joke.
The truth
yeah.
is, if they don't laugh, do it again.
Yeah.
Right.
Fucking let them know that they were right.
That's hilarious.
That's what I do. I'll tag something 3 or 4 times till they really know that I think it's good. Then they'll realize they should be laughing.
Brett, I love your style. Thank you so much. Brett Banta. He's on Twitter at Brett J Banta. How fun.
Premature.
One more geography fun fact that I forgot to mention earlier is that Detroit, if you travel directly south from Detroit, you end up in Canada.
It's 100% true. I looked at
Not
it
everybody
myself.
knows that. Did you hear that noise that the crowd made, you son of a bitch? So no, you're wrong, Mr. Voice in the Darkness, hater guy. Everybody knows that.
Geography
no.
hater.
Yeah.
Hater of America's
See, that's the guy that
facts.
tries to steal all my geography puss that I try to get.
Everyone knows that.
Your next comedian is Dan Lawler, everybody. Here he comes. I wonder if he's any relation to Jerry the King.
Patrick Swayze to the
Put your hands together for Dan Lawler, everybody.
Hey! Any more Jerry the King jokes, or we do those all last time? Hi guys, how's it going? Good? Great. I'm gonna drop some knowledge on you guys. Check it out. Coffee was originally discovered because in South America, goats would go and eat the beans, and they'd start jumping around, so the farmers would know it was good. Bestiality was discovered because goats look damn sexy when they jump around. Right? So the farmers know it's good. Guys, that's the goat's fault. Because, you try denying a horny goat some dick. Not gonna go well for you. Labia, you know what I'm saying? Labia. Labia is actually both the plural as well as singular form of the word, like deer, So if one of your friends just mentions deer labia in casual conversation, could literally be talking about an infinite number of woodland vaginas, all right? It's a lot of deer pussy. It's possibly too much Bambi box to even consider, but just watch your ass, watch your labias. Thanks.
I got to tell you. If you could get your material to catch up to your delivery, you'd have something because you have such great confidence and your brain's working.
Absolutely.
And
You didn't like the jokes, though.
I didn't even
I
hear.
didn't-
You lost me.
I didn't hear and I'm not saying this to be offensive, but I didn't really hear a punchline. Like, I heard a lot of, you're saying funny things.
Funny words.
Funny words.
And Kirk's
homonyms.
absolutely right. Like, when you...
I was
say
into
woodland
it.
vaginas,
You had
you're
a lot
gonna
of good
get
words
somewhat
there.
of a laugh.
You had a ton of funny words. They just weren't in the right order.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
It's I know everyone wants to be alt and shit, but a joke requires a punchline. That's just how it is.
Preach.
And in order to have a punchline, you got to have a setup, and in order to have a setup, you have to have a premise. And so it's math. And so you're going somewhere, but we just need to get there. That's the whole thing.
And that's exactly what I meant.
And I
It's
know we
like-
only have a minute, and you may be going somewhere. If there's somewhere you were going with, is there a big punchline that we didn't get to?
No, negative.
Yeah. So it's we're on a journey, but we need a destination, and that's what a punchline is.
It'd be like, you could use that as a setup. Like that could be a long setup, and then the punchlines would need to come now.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
fucking, I was reading about coffee and goats, and there's a lot of fucking going on in Brazil.
Right now, I
And
feel
then
like
you lead in, and then you lead into something.
You made out
Why do
with
they
me.
fuck the goats? Because they dance. They're fucking dancing because they drink coffee.
Yeah.
But I'm into labia. Do goats have labia? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they do.
See, now that joke works, and for $5,000, I'll give you the order of it. No, but you know what I mean? It's like, fuck, you have great confidence and a great voice. You just got to tie it into something that it's leading something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just sort of tied together 2 bestiality jokes to do the minute. So, but yeah, maybe they lead somewhere.
Which isn't a sentence.
Well, maybe you don't need to tie 2 bestiality jokes together. You should just work on one.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or have a
Combine
bestiality chunk, and just work it all together.
Or a coffee chunk. You know, you decide what you're feeling at the time.
Right.
Or just
I really think the coffee chunk would lead into the bestiality chunk.
Yeah, you always
Just
got to
from
have
a
coffee
chronology
before you fuck animals.
That's
Yeah,
math as well.
Yeah,
You want to be
that's-
alert for that because they're kicking.
Oh yeah. The goats especially.
Yeah. I'm from Kansas. Trust me, I know. When you fuck an animal, you need to keep your head on
And
a
I'm
swivel.
from San Diego, so when you drink a lot of coffee, see, it's just two different worlds.
Right. And then once the humans are drinking coffee, they want to fuck the animals more. So the 2 things just keep feeding into one another. The goats are jumping more. The people have more energy to fuck.
Yeah. I'll tell you
Our
this,
job
don't
is
get
to
it-
confuse you to the point where you don't remember if it was ever funny
We're
to
there.
you.
We're there. That's where we are.
I can tell you this, don't get a girl stoned or she won't fuck you. That's all I got.
And then the labia thing, I mean, so labia is plural for labia, so there's no such thing as labias? Is that
Right. No, labia is
Or a
multiple.
lay-by.
Wow.
No,
Right.
but where did the labia come in? Because it sounded like you just threw it out there. Is it because it's a funny word? You
Yeah. It's like a random just transition. I just say sometimes like if
So
I had-
your
if I
labia
had-
is your transitional word?
Yeah. Well, if I when I do a longer set, I'll do like a little labia rap.
Labia is my safety word, which is really confusing.
In West Hollywood, it's not.
No, not in WeHo. No, you say labia, that's just a fucking buzzkill.
But I will say this: if you're going to have a transitional word, don't have one that just confuses people and makes them wonder if they missed something earlier.
And we
in the
don't
joke.
need transitions. Like, we're
Right.
in this MTV society where you can literally just stop a joke and start the next one. And the audience isn't going to look at each other and like, where's the segue? I didn't know. Where are we going? Like, they don't give a fuck. Like, as soon as you start that first statement, they're like, okay, now we're talking about bestiality now. Like, they're fine. You don't need to lure them in. You can just be like,
It's almost
rape
better.
joke.
It's almost better to have nothing.
Yeah.
Because now you know they're listening.
Yeah. Like that was sort of halfway between the 2 different ways I would normally do it. I'll either do like a labia rap for 5 or 10 seconds, or I'll just say so labia and just
Yeah, we just thought you had Tourette's.
yeah.
Yeah. I have a labia rap.
Is that
It's to Coolio's Fantastic Voyage.
you have a rap song about labias?
Yes, and it's to the tune of Coolio's Fantastic
And you do
Voyage.
too?
Slide,
A little bit, yeah.
that's the path.
I almost passed out just then for some reason.
You do some rap?
Joke raps, not like real raps.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll do a rap battle.
You look like a
occasionally.
member of Drive-By Truckers. For the 8 people who know
Hey
that
man,
band.
you have a good delivery and you're confident and you're cool. Just
Yeah, just
instead of
Take
a
us
labia
somewhere.
rap, just wrap up one of your
Wrap
jokes.
up the joke, right? Yeah.
What? We're all family here. Shit, I wish I had someone like me when I was you.
Maybe there's something in, mentioning
Cut
that.
to tomorrow. I'm doing a fucking labia coffee animal fucking joke
You
that's
son of
just
a bitch.
killing.
You son of a bitch.
Maybe there's something in mentioning that, that you know a lot about vagina, but not the types of things that other people know. Like you're a master of vocabulary
Yes,
and
it's
things
the
like
shit
that.
it's the shit,
Right.
Like
the
it's-
shit that you're interested in. I mean,
But where
then
does all
it
this-
becomes a cool joke.
Yeah, I mean, I have other jokes about vaginas. I have other jokes about
Who
words
doesn't?
and things. So right, I just happened to put together 2 bestiality jokes to make this minute.
But
and
where
I don't
does
think
all
it
this
worked.
vagina knowledge lead you? I think it's what we want to know as an audience.
It's on a fantastic voyage of pussy.
See, and I want to hear about that. See, like a joke should have a big da-da, like at the end
Yeah.
of whatever. It doesn't have to happen right at the end of every sentence, but at the end of the chunk.
Yeah,
There
and
should
a
be.
lot of times with the labia joke, the woodland vaginas, the infinite number of woodland vaginas will get a big laugh.
Right, and I could see
today.
why that would be, but again, that's just funny words. It's just woodland vaginas is
Yeah.
funny together. I mean,
Right.
that was the first thing I thought of when I heard that. I'm just like,
That joke would
that's the
kill in-
epitome
in
of not
Oregon.
a joke. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just really two funny words. You're
Yeah.
just saying woodland vaginas,
It's a
which
hipster band.
which is a great trick to do in between punchlines and setups and things.
And
is
in
that-
Oregon, you don't even have to say woodland vagina. You can just
No,
say
it goes
vagina.
without saying.
It's
If you
just
see a vagina, you know it's woodland.
It's from the
True.
woodlands, yeah.
True. And they get their hands on that coffee. Anyway.
Is just having foreplay with an animal illegal, or is that still considered
No,
bestiality?
it's all illegal.
Oh.
Like, you can't even fucking ask a goat out anymore.
I mean, if you
Those sons of bitches.
If you kiss your own dog longer than a minute,
yeah.
you're
Somebody
fucking-
kicks in
so
the
you-
door.
The rule is it
Yeah,
can
what's the
lick
time?
you, but you can't lick it. That's the rule.
Strip club rules.
Different states are different times. Like you're allowed to kiss your dog for 3 minutes in West Virginia, but in California.
Oh, in
it's
West
only
Virginia,
20.
you can marry your fucking
Yeah.
dog.
But you're funny.
As long as it's not,
Yeah.
you can marry your goat in West Virginia as long as it's not the same sex as you, right?
Yeah. You gotta be a girl goat.
Isn't West Virginia the exact? What angle is that to a different city?
Now,
You wanna
believe it
tell
or
me?
not, West Virginia is actually east of most of the country. They should call it not quite as east as the other Virginia. Dan Lawler, thank you so much. That's at the Dan Lawler.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah.
That's fun. We're trucking
Labia.
along.
Fucking funny word.
I think is it a funny word?
I don't
Fuck
know.
no.
I don't think it is. Labia is a beautiful word.
What about pussy lips?
That's the most American you've sounded this whole
Yeah.
time. What about pussy lips? I'm the Mexican patriot.
Hey, you ever seen pussy lips so big it look like two stingrays hugging?
Yes.
There you go.
I lost you in pussy lips.
Brian loves those kinds
It's
of
not
lips.
my favorite. Do you? I don't like
Call
that
back
word.
to
Did
your-
with labias.
Pussy.
I don't even say
Like,
it. I don't even.
I
like
don't
to think
either.
it.
Like, it's fun when, like, in the heat of the moment where girls say
I don't
it.
ever say it. I just point at it.
You do?
Give me those stingrays.
Put your hands together for Clee Wiggins, everybody.
Alright. I was back there reading my Star Wars novel. Not paying attention to the show. I decided going full retard is to white actors what going full slave is to black actors. Like, so good luck, 12 years a slave, because you're not gonna win. You went full slave. I actually cannot watch those kind of movies like 12 Years a Slave, because I don't want to hate white people that much. I still need you, because I'm not famous yet. Like, I got a screener of it, and I only made like 10 minutes in before I was just like, yeah, this is going to make me never want to see a white person alive again. Like, it's the same reason why I can't watch The Color Purple. I don't want to hate black men that much either. Every morning when I brush my teeth and I go to brush my tongue, I start to gag, and it makes me wonder, like, how come I can suck a dick so expertly, and I cannot brush my teeth without feeling like I want to gag a whole pizza up like I'm a bulimic.
There you go.
That was a lot.
I thought that was just the sound of you gagging up.
That's a little bit what it sounds like.
Were you really reading a Star Wars novel?
Yeah.
That's pretty hot.
Awesome.
Exile, Legacy of the Force series.
You know, the Tropic Thunder reference, Tropic Thunder wasn't the most famous movie, so I don't think a
No.
lot of people in here got the reference.
Mhm.
I did because I saw the movie and I think it's fucking hilarious.
Yes.
But I was watching out in the audience and I don't think a lot of them quite understood.
Mhm.
So if you're going to do that,
It's a new bit.
Yeah, you might want to preface something or I don't know. Even if you reference the movie, it doesn't matter if they haven't seen it. So fuck that advice. But I don't know. It's it definitely got awkward in here. Mainly
it didn't work.
Mainly
It's
because of
fine.
all the white people.
Probably.
And I think if
went
you
well
gave
downstairs.
examples, I think you're sort of painting a picture when you say the whites playing
Well, yeah,
retarded people.
I have a longer sort of version of it that I didn't quite do because it
But
wasn't
at least
doing
have
well,
a couple
so I decided to
examples.
switch
Right.
gears.
Throw an
I think you
example in
gotta
there. Throw Gilbert Grape in there. Just
Right.
something so we know that you're not
Forrest
going to
Gump,
hurt us.
Gilbert Grape. You could hit any.
Yeah.
But you got to sort of just because if you're only mentioning the one side, the one example, and if you don't, I feel like if you don't compare the two.
Well, it wasn't working, so I switched gears.
Gotcha.
Well,
I decided to abandon it in the middle.
Yeah, but
Take
we
my
don't
20
we
seconds.
didn't know that.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, I would
I figured
never
I would
don't
explain.
abandon too soon because
Yeah.
the punch might be right around the corner. We
Right.
don't know that it's
No,
not
yeah.
supposed to be funny yet.
And some of the biggest
No, it went
punches-
very well downstairs.
Some of the biggest
A
punches
lot.
come after the
A lot of things happen
biggest
downstairs. Though.
silences.
Yeah.
Like that's what's great about what we do is if you say something completely outlandish and something where the audience was like, "What the fuck," and then you follow it with something that ties it all together and is hilarious,
Mm-hmm.
it pays off tenfold. Like,
Because the audience, they don't want to be uncomfortable.
No.
So they'll be uncomfortable for a minute, but then they're fucking hoping you say something to let the room get their air back.
Right. And,
So-
but the second that you switch topics
Yeah.
because you're
You left it-
abandoning
you
it,
left- you left it hanging there.
then we know that you were done with that. But up until that point, and you're still blowing up this balloon that if it pops creates laughter, but then you're just letting go of that, letting it fart away, and then picking up another balloon. You know what I mean? Where that balloon had air in it.
and
Yeah.
meanwhile, all the white people in here think they're racist.
Right. Totally.
Yeah.
We
For
feel
shit
really
white
guilty.
people did 2 centuries ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
The
Well,
fact
then
that you
part of
watched
my goal
the
was
fact that
completed
you
then.
watched 12 years a slave and
Yeah.
could only handle 10 minutes a slave.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a joke. There's
Yeah.
a joke in there.
oh, there it is. Yeah, that's definitely
you know,
funny.
and you can do it. I can't because I've tried it, you know. Because it's like I saw 12 years a slave. After 4 years, I got it. You know, I can't
Yeah.
do that joke.
And the fact that you're the type of chick that's reading a Star Wars book, you know, I mean, there's so much there.
Oh,
That
I've got,
type of thing.
I got
Great.
I have a lot of that
Awesome.
that I've been doing for a while. So.
And you're easy to listen to. You're easy to look at. Just I would trust.
Kirk.
I would trust that you can make that funny at any minute.
Yeah, it's
Could-
newish. I've only been doing it like a week or two, so.
But I think the key to
Yeah, we're
the
seeing.
key to making a joke that doesn't work is finding out what the audience isn't. There's obviously some sort of logic bridge that you're not helping the audience cross, and so it's finding out what that is.
And I also think there's a ton of examples.
That was very affectionate. I
Of,
like that.
well, I just want to let him know that he's on the right track and that I'm about to interrupt.
yeah.
But
He
it's
does
just
that when
like
we're
you
having
have all
sex.
these examples of white guys playing, you know, mentally challenged. You
Yeah,
get, you
sort of
get
do
Sean
what the
Penn,
movie
you get
does.
everyone, and they all get Academy Awards.
Yeah.
So,
Jenny.
and
Ex-
then
yeah.
the black guys who play the slaves. I think it sets up a good world, but you didn't set up the world, so we were just scared.
Yeah, you just assumed
Yeah.
that we'd all seen Tropic Thunder and that we would get the reference, and that movie didn't do real well in the theaters.
In Color Purple, 80s, right?
That's
Everybody's
90s.
yeah. But I feel like it's like even if you've never seen the movie, like you can have it. It's like one of those. Like I've never seen Braveheart, but I can get the references. You know what I mean?
Who the fuck has never seen Braveheart? The fuck are you doing? Reading Star Wars books in the back of comedy clubs?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I've never seen Braveheart, but I get to like never take our freedom. Like, you know what I mean? I figured it was
Yeah.
on that sort
But
of
to
level.
some extent, you need to relish in the audience not liking you a little bit. Tony does it all the time.
Yes, it's
And
one of my
I've
favorite
literally
things about
made a
Tony.
living out of it.
Yeah,
so.
like, and I know you have only a minute, and we're sitting here judging you, and it's fucking weird. But you know that's the environment we're
And
in.
it shows you that these 2 minutes after the joke, we see your twinkle and we see your charm. But during the jokes, we
adorable
didn't.
person.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
but we didn't see it in the joke.
Yeah.
In the joke, it sounded mean and bitter, and
Yeah.
you hate me.
yeah.
And
Like we were all
white
sitting there,
people.
like that was a long time ago. Like none of us.
We're still angry white man.
I know you are. And in the Midwest, you have every right to be because all those people still hate you. But and
I'm from San Francisco. I'm very,
Yeah. Like out here, we all don't
we
give a
hate white
fuck.
people for a different
You
reason.
know, we just want to get high and fucking Uber places.
And we're all.
And what was the exact comparison of the white retard and the black slave again?
That's a
I said, it's like it was sort of like an SAT phrased question, like going full retard is to white actors what going full slave is to black actors.
In Tropic Thunder, Robert Downey Jr., who's black at the time, has this whole conversation with how actor you can't win the Academy Award if you go full retard. Like Sean Penn did it, and he didn't win. Forrest Gump won, but he didn't. He was dumb, but he wasn't full retard.
Yeah.
So that's what she was referencing.
And you got into trouble because you thought there'd be a laugh there. And the thing is, that's a hell of a setup.
Yeah.
The laugh's not going to be on that line because it's so good you're getting people thinking.
Yes.
And then you start giving the examples.
And plus, just the word retard really freaks people out nowadays.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
Oh, they need to get over that. But, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what I would recommend doing instead of saying retard is just going or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'd get out of the habit of telling rooms to get over it because they won't.
No, I mean, that's just in this conversation. I would not say
Mongoloid's the
that.
better word I've heard.
I think that's more offensive than retard, I think.
No, it is.
But
That was the joke.
Yeah, I mean, which is, but also Mongoloids, I think that's more, that's
Well, and here's listen.
Multisyllabic.
I don't know if this isn't CNN,
Yeah.
but
It could be if it gets any
retard
fucking
is in
racial.
music. Like it means to slow down, and that's where it
Yeah.
comes from. So that's why, like, when people say you're retarded,
I
it
mean,
means you're
yeah,
slower.
if I did what you said about, like, giving the examples clearer, then I feel like I could say full retard because that's sort of the...
Absolutely. And just don't assume that we've seen Tropic Thunder. Like, you kind of have to explain that point.
Yeah.
Just say transgender instead.
You're killing me, Red Band.
The views of Brian Redband are not the views that... Clee?
Yeah.
So did you say full retard and then full slave and then
Yes.
right? So then tie in full Monty just so that you can maybe get someone laughing.
I'll test drive that and see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm just saying if you're gonna go full retard, full slave, when everyone's
Yeah.
uncomfortable, then you bring in full Monty and
That's a
they'll know.
good save. I like it, Kirk.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
There you go.
But you know what I mean by
yeah.
at least let them know that you're gonna get to a joke.
Gotcha.
And do you literally have a joke about your reading a Star Wars novel? Or do you just have jokes about being a nerd?
I just sort of have, like, jokes about being nerd, like,
Right.
in that reference, Star Wars, like, I have a joke about
Because I think it's funny
my
that
fake
you're
phone
literally
number.
reading the book Star Wars.
And if you can tie your Star Wars into how good you can suck a dick, because you mentioned that, right?
By the way,
yeah.
when you say expertly, did you take a test?
This is just based on anecdotal feedback from
other
anecdotal-
guys.
Yeah.
Like guys have finished me like, you're an expert at that. Like
I
rank
more
you-
base it upon their
Look,
own
and I'll tell you
physical
this: if a
reactions.
guy's getting a blowjob, he will say, "You are an expert." And we all are. You know, fuck! I came. You are an expert. I've never done that. Holy shit! You are fucking one of the best. Do it again tomorrow.
Heck yeah.
I do what I can.
See, I do it the other way. I'm like, you know what? You should work on that. And I give them notes.
Yeah, but
And
but
then
you're
I'm
all,
like-
but that's
and then I'm
maybe
like,
why
"Come
you're
back
locked out of your
tomorrow."
apartment. We'll be right back.
I love it. Clee Wiggins, everybody. There she goes.
Yeah.
She's on Twitter at Clee the Pimp. That's Klee, the Pimp. Fuck yeah. You guys
Changing
ever...
lives.
Now, Kirk, you've probably heard this question before. So
Probably.
I guess
So you
I'll
don't
just
even
ask,
need to ask it.
I'll ask Chris.
Oh, okay.
I always ask everybody that is on the show this question. Do you remember a joke that you did when you were very first starting out doing stand-up that you're embarrassed about? That's like short that you'd want to share?
No, it's not short. I used to walk up on stage to Notorious B.I.G. It was off the No, it wasn't Ready to Die. It was the one where he's a baby. There's a baby on the cover. No, I thought Ready to Die was the one with the hearse.
Life After Death is the other
Oh,
one.
okay, yeah. So there was Ready to Die. Had that Notorious song on there. No, Notorious. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would walk out to that, try to get everybody to start dancing.
And you're brand new at comedy,
And
so you're literally less notorious than you've ever
I'm
been.
like, let's do this. You guys want to get naked? And then I would take my shirt off, and then no one would get naked. And so then I would stop the music. I go, okay, here's my impression of a greyhound, because I was like a $130, 6'5", and I would get up on a stool, like on all fours, and suck in my gut, and you could see all my ribs and shit. And it might have been the most devastating. Like, it would kill. And that's when I realized how bad it was to be why strippers did drugs all the time. Because even it was just my shirt, but you still have to like be in the mood to do that shit. And some days you're not in the mood.
I remember my first joke now.
You do?
I do remember my
That's a great share, by the way, Chris. What's yours, Kirk?
My very first joke, I just remembered it because it was, they'd have those commercials. It was like, Kotex fits, period. And I was like, fuck, I should get into advertising. I could do that. It's like, Charmin Soft, asshole. No, then it's like,
Great.
Trojans fit, dick.
That's amazing.
And then Vagisil works, pussy.
Wow. That's a great... There you
Excuse
go.
me?
That's the most positive heckle I've ever heard.
Thank
She
you
took
so
a moment
much.
to interrupt the show to
Thank
tell
you so much. Security.
Security's going to love this
Shit, I
next...
might have to work that joke back
Oh,
in.
it's amazing,
It's
by the
been
way.
12
Yeah, I
years
was
since
totally
I've done
just
it.
about to say that, is that, a lot of the times, sometimes you'll find something that's so hilarious, and they forget how funny it was, and when they
Shit.
say it, they get that. Anyway, that's a hilarious one.
Cut to I do it 12 times in my next set.
Yeah. Cut to Chris Porter later tonight in the original room with his shirt off, just sucking his gut.
This worked 12 years ago.
Right. Now it's the descended belly greyhound.
Or you're doing the full slave, full retard joke.
Right. That's what we really need, is a slave retard. That guy's gonna win. That guy's gonna win everything, right? Fucking if Forrest Gump and Bubba Gump.
That would be the worst
That'd be
slave
Jamie
ever.
Foxx, right?
Go pick
Jamie could do
cotton.
Oh yeah.
Stop peeing on shit.
Jamie Foxx could play a blind retarded slave. I know that for
That
a
could
fact.
play the piano. But not very well.
Get an Academy Award for that?
Your next comedian goes by the name of Al Gonzalez.
Scenes till I'm motherfucker, bring me on about $500,000. With all my niggas, all my guns, all my women. The next 2 years.
Congratulations to the United States hockey team for winning over the Russians. Apparently, Putin was so upset he put his shirt back on. My friend asked me if I was upset that the NSA was listening on our phone calls. I was like, bro, I got Metro PCS. I can barely listen in on my own phone calls. I got into an argument with a white supremacist. I was pretty intense. At some point, he said this to me. He goes, just because you're Mexican doesn't mean you're tough. Folks, I was very confused. I didn't know whether to be insulted or thank him for not stereotyping me. So I said to him, you wouldn't like me when I'm Mexican. And then I stole his job and I impregnated his sister, Chupacabra. Thank you.
Big Al.
Al Gonzalez.
Big Al just featured for me in San Jose this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yes, he
wow. What are the odds of that? That's so cool.
Yeah, and he did a very great job.
Did he do more than a minute?
Yeah, most of the time.
Funny.
He did 25 times longer than that, which is a lot.
25
That's
minutes.
awesome.
Plus one.
And then we would get super baked and drunk and listen to rock and
good
roll music.
Did the improv in San Jose?
Yes.
Are you from? Do you live up there?
Originally from San Francisco, yeah.
Did you go to the dab house across the street?
No, I brought my own weed.
They were giving it out.
Yeah. A dude at the San Jose Improv handed me so much hash that I couldn't hold it all in my hand, and it like spilled onto the floor. And we were just picking, like in Cincinnati, we would have been arrested handily. Like, we're just picking up grams of hash off the floor, and I'm just putting them in an envelope, like, ha, 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 ha.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So
how long you been doing stand-up?
Several years.
What does that mean?
Several.
Yeah.
more
Long
than
time?
3.
Yeah, since 2006.
Do you enjoy it?
I love it.
Do you ever get scared up there?
All the time.
Good.
You're you're the very old school, like just joke, like, and I'm not saying that as a slam. I'm just saying that's what it is. Like, it's like, here's the setup, here's the punch, here's the joke. And it's just boom, 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 boom. And there's something to be commended for that.
Yeah.
It's like, meanwhile, Tony and I go up, or Kirk and I go up for 30 minutes. We have to remember 6 things. And you have to remember 48, probably. Just because, and Hedberg had to do the same thing just because of his jokes were so short. His set list was 89 items.
Right.
So I really dig what you do.
Are you happy where you're at with it?
I'm never happy.
Would you like to work some stories into some of that as well?
I mean, I do. I
When
do.
he's got more than a minute,
Yeah.
he does do stories.
I write a lot of setup punch jokes like that because I know in LA I'm only going to get 3 minutes
Yeah.
a lot of the times because I don't have TV credits, I don't have a movie credit, but I have a lot of longer jokes that I've been writing that I've been working on for quite a while, and when I got more stage time like I did this weekend with Chris, I'll do those longer bits where it's like a whole 5-minute bit, where it's set up. Punchline, the whole
my
thing.
advice to you when you're in LA, especially, is you need to do the stuff that's most you. Yeah. And if you're doing 3 minutes, write a 3-minute piece. The thing with the jokey jokes, not that the jokes you write aren't great and not original. It's just that there's not a lot of voice behind it. Mm-hmm. And when people are looking for comics to book for shows and book for hours and shit like that, they want a voice. They want a point of view that's different from others.
Okay.
So you need to showcase that.
Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you something. I used to do a shitload of joke, those quick little snippets. And then one day I just took 5 of them and weaved them into one story, one little joke. And then suddenly it dawned on me,
it's
like,
amazing.
oh, fuck. You can take 5 jokes that are in the same ballpark and weave it into a little story. It'll blow your mind because suddenly you're telling a story and then you start adding little things in there and then you start hearing your own voice as opposed to jokes. Because when you're just doing jokes, they're fucking jokes. They're just well-constructed jokes, which they are. But even Mitch, he was doing these jokes, but he started connecting them and he'd get those little moments in between. It's those moments in between the jokes where we find out who we really are. So take 5 or 6 of those little snipers, fucking connect them into a little story, and it'll be exciting.
And it's just like, it's like the music we were listening to. It's like the music we respond to is music we can attach ourselves to. And the comedy's the same way. The comics you really glom onto are the comics that you're like, I could fucking have a beer with that guy. That guy knows where I'm coming from. And so your audience wants to know, where's this guy? I like this guy's jokes. Where's he coming from? That's why, like, the music you love is because this guy's saying shit that he's putting words to feelings.
They want to know who you are. They want to feel your vulnerability and if you're scared.
And when they feel that, and when they know that, and when they feel like they're invested in you, that's when they start following you and wondering where your next performance is, because they want to know what you have to say. Mm-hmm. So just show them that. I mean, you're a great joke writer. Show them, show them
who the guy is that's writing the jokes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for me, that's been something that's just recently happening within the last year.
And it comes trust me, I found out some shit about myself I didn't like. Mm. And it's like, it's kind of a therapeutic thing.
Oh, we're all learning about what we don't like about you.
Very funny job, though, Al. Thank you so much. That's Al Gonzalez. He's on Twitter at Big Ass Comedy. You actually got that Twitter handle, huh? At Big Ass Comedy. That's that guy, Al Gonzalez. That's pretty good to be, be able to do comedy, feature around Cali, 7 years in.
Especially San Jose.
8 years
That's like
in.
a small theater.
Ooh,
yeah.
Kevin Christie's.
You made more money than we did this weekend.
Oh, put your hands together for Kill Tony favorite, Kevin Christie, ladies and gentlemen, saying hello. Very nice. We also have another friend of the show that's here tonight who's going to do a spot right now.
Do we get to judge them?
Yeah.
Well,
awesome.
Yeah, whatever we've been doing, whatever you want to call it. But she is an awesome friend of the show. She had her first stand-up appearance ever on this show, and she's been back a couple times since, and it's always fun. Put your hands together for Missy Martinez, everybody. Here she is.
Fitting, very fitting. So I never realized how much me doing porn affects my day-to-day life. Besides not being allowed 50 yards within a school, I can't go to heaven, and my vagina looks like a twice-baked potato now. Just little things. I go to the movies, and someone needs to get up and get in front of me. I just put both my legs behind my head. And it's convenient, but it's really awkward at funerals and family functions. And then even little things, like if I go out to relax, like with my girlfriend, she took me to the spa, and they said it was time for my facial. So, of course, I immediately dropped to my knees and stuck out my tongue and told the Korean lady not to get it in my hair. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not allowed back at Tiffany's shopping for pearl necklaces.
Fantastic. You know what I love about the way that you do it is you always make sure that you set up who you are and what you do first, and that gives that fun perspective, and then the jokes follow that. I mean, that's sort of like what we were talking about staying in the same sort of storyline and pocket, and she's talking about that. And those are funny.
Thank you.
What's another one like that? Pearl necklace. And
I did dig it. And you know, it was funny when you walked up with those pants. The first thing I was like, we should talk about those pants.
My jeggings?
Well, the thing is, like with chicks, man, it's like you're sexual beings, and so it's like, especially with dudes, like if you go up with pants like that, like we're all just staring at your legs and your vagina and shit.
I consciously made a decision to be fully, completely clothed.
But there's
so did I.
Sucking in on your.
Damn it!
I could see your vagina.
You made the wrong fucking decision.
But
I don't know where you want to get in comedy, but you're making the wrong fucking decision.
Yeah.
But you know, and it's like my point is like you want them to focus on the words that are coming out of your mouth, and it's like, and there's so many things that can distract them. Like I say the same thing when comics use a word incorrectly, and I'm like, you're fighting the audience wanting to talk to themselves, right? And so like if you use a word incorrectly, they're going to be looking at each other going, that motherfucker doesn't know how to talk. And it's the same way, like, if you walk up with those pants, your jeggings, they're still like, can you see her fucking vagina? I can see her fucking vagina. And it's like, but then you go up and you're wearing a shirt that's just filthy, and then you're like, I'm a porn star, and you're immediately talking about your vagina is like, looks like a twice-baked potato.
It does.
That's fine, and it's hilarious, but now I'm kind of looking at it going,
right.
does it?
Even if you were wearing 10 pairs of sweatpants, when you say you're a porn star, every guy in the room is going to try to find your vagina.
Yeah. So
you could be wearing a snowsuit, and we would still just look for a few seconds. Like
maybe
maybe
not have
there's
a
just a
silhouette of
hole.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe just wear it.
I do suffer from chronic camel toe syndrome. It's
Right, and
that might
that's something
be
that
from the pornography.
That's something that we've never been afraid to share that with female comedians on this show. Is that because it's just an honest fact of life. Is you want to, you can walk a line, and I could tell that you tried with the shirt.
I did.
Because it's probably hard to cover up a lot of the magic that you have going on, and yeah.
Yeah, what are some of the? There's some other tags that she could use, like you said, the pearl.
Right, almost like an
wanted.
ATM, like if there's something.
Like, a cash machine instead of ass to mouth, or.
Right.
Yeah, or
But I think the key is
like I always just cash my checks because I refuse to even go to an ATM. Like if that's something that.
Well, and I think, but also you need to
know.
limit the number of taglines. Like you don't want to have a giant 8-foot tail on the back of your joke, where you're just like, here's the joke, and now here's 97 other taglines. Like, let's narrow it down to the 3 best ones of the 97 we have, and to just nail those. And if they're still laughing, then maybe nail out a 4th. But
And do you have a lot of jokes that aren't porn related?
Yes.
Get rid of them.
Get rid of them.
No, I'm kidding.
Right now, I'm focusing on bringing the porn stuff to life because, as Red Van and Tony were telling me, I have an interesting perspective that no one else has.
Absolutely, and it's usually captured on camera, which is also nice.
Try to project your voice also.
Okay, I try to be more like this today.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not.
Yeah, that's another thing you can't do without guys immediately.
I can't fucking win.
Especially as a porn.
You should talk like this and just, you know, see what
Yeah, and
happens.
if you could just do this a little more while you're talking, that'd be awesome.
Listen, you're funny and you have a great delivery, and
and your stage presence is great.
Yeah, totally.
You know, just wear some pants that
Wear some
I'm
pants.
not like I fucking can't stop looking at this.
My dad was right.
And I can't remember. Did you?
What, did he pick out
There you
that
go.
top?
Did she
He
move
dresses
the?
me.
Nice.
Did she move the mic stand, or
explains
did it
I
stay?
know. I moved it.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
You should try
I'm
to
a good
find a
one.
way to like put the mic stand inside of you instead of having to move it off stage. That would be like just to hide it.
Okie dokie. Yikes. Hashtag yikes.
Hashtag yikes.
Missy, always funny. Awesome
job,
stuff.
Missy.
Thank you guys.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I'd say. I love how she left the mic after that, just flaccid.
Nice. And
When
loud.
she's done, she's done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got the money shot and out.
Need a fluffer for that mic.
That's Missy X Martinez on Twitter.
Good job, Missy.
Heck yeah, another
Was
great
that your
one.
fourth time? Third time? Third time.
Awesome. Fantastic. And what's cool
You're
is
a
that
natural.
What's that?
She's natural.
It's true. Yeah.
I mean,
Heck
if
yeah.
you can fuck on film, doing jokes on stage should be cake.
Yeah.
It's
Or
true.
bouquet.
Bouquet.
We'll be right back.
You son of a bitch. We'll be right back. We always have two regulars that go up at the end of every show, and it's always fun to watch them grow. They do a new minute every single week. This week, put your hands together for her. You know her from the Kill Tony podcast, and also she's been on a couple dysenteries recently, right?
Yep.
We love her goofy sense of humor. Put your hands together for Sarah Wineshank, everybody. Bam.
Went to a mall. Wasn't fun. Was a big pain in the ass, actually. Had to find a parking spot. Had to try to remember where I parked. It was 5B. Had to create a riddle in my head to remember where I parked. 5, like how old I was when I lost my first tooth. B, like a butt. I'll remember it now. And then I get into the mall, and there's so much going on that I can't even remember who I am. I don't want to eat at Wetzel's Pretzels. I don't like Cinnabon, guys. Sbarro, it's not for me. Sweet Factory, could take it or leave it. What about the Sunglass Hut? I don't like the Sunglass Hut. I'm always afraid that if there's an earthquake, I'll be trapped in a mall. That seems like the worst place to be when the big one hits. Just like the referee for Foot Locker running, looking for safety. Just doesn't seem like an ideal situation. How come
That is the noise you hear when Brian forgets to hit the kitty at first.
No, I did 2 kitties.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed it
I
then.
didn't
So
hear it.
quiet.
I didn't even hear the kitty.
Yeah, I haven't heard the kitty all night.
I promise you I did.
No, I believe you. I just if nobody hears it, if nobody hears the kitty in the belly room, then was there?
Did anyone hear the kitty?
I heard one kitty.
People did.
There are two people
looks
here
like
with
Congress right now.
canine hearing.
if a tree falls
Hey,
in the
I admit I just like pressing the bear buttons anyways.
Of course.
I
We
really
love
dig
it.
your persona, man. Like you came
Yeah.
up. I've never seen you. First off, my bad. Like I just like you came up here and you owned it. Like you were like, and the way you said it, like it was all very. You were saying sentences that are just setups, but they were funny just the way you were saying it.
You should. There was parts though that I was like the Sunglass Hut. I wish you would have went into why you don't like the Sunglass Hut. Like what? Am I on vacation? But I'm in a mall. Like there should be because you just said like and Sunglass Hut. I hate that.
Yeah,
and
there's
then
so
moved on.
much mall stuff that I
Right.
want
Maybe
to
it's
talk about.
maybe it's
tonight.
because maybe it's like you don't want to be seen there, so you
Yeah, I
Is
don't
there a
want to be seen there.
Sunglass Hut?
But if there's so much mall stuff, just pick a couple
right.
of
I
the
know, I
shit in
just
the mall
didn't know.
and expand on it. But
Yeah.
find
But
the
there's
stuff in
something
the mall
goofy
that
about
pisses
all
you
those.
off the most.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, granted, it's a minute, so there's not a lot of time to get real expansive. But there's shit there, and you're you're one of the strongest characters of the evening.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, are you really that angry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sensing that.
I just don't like a lot of things.
How old are you?
26.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it is true.
And I told you this last time. Like, I really think if you can be sweet and still hate all that shit.
I was thinking that. I was
But-
thinking
but
I
I
was
think
being
it-
sweet tonight.
No, it still comes off
A little-
angry, which is cool. But it to me, we're friends. But it sometimes feels like a character.
Like too jarring.
Like you're trying to be tougher than you are. You can be pissed at everything and just be telling them a matter of fact, because the way you look and the way you dress, I think it has more effect if you just say, I hate everything. I hate the fucking mall. I hate it. And then have it build, because if you come out right away and you're that angry, there's no place for it to go. And I always think with you, it's a funner climb. So they at least see you for a minute, and then they're like, why is she so pissed? We'd like to find out why you hate everything.
So
why
just
do you hate everything?
Build up to it a little more. I
Yeah.
just don't like malls. That's like one of those things.
Well, then that's how you start it. It's just like, I fucking hate malls. Everyone in here hates malls, but
No, that chick definitely doesn't.
But I always think you're so funny, and your brain's always working. But I'd love a little.
Do you ever go back
a
to
little
5B?
climb, right, for like the roller
Yeah, I was
coaster?
planning on it. Sorry.
Right. No, it's
Yeah,
okay.
5B, because then I can't remember it, even though I thought of like this whole complex thing of how to remember 5B.
Right. Maybe
in my
there's
head.
things that annoy you that maybe it winds up so that by the time you get back to the parking lot, you forgot the parking spot. You can't remember whether
And you
it's
can't see. You couldn't even see your car because you were wearing 4 pairs of sunglasses.
Right.
It's just like you buy shit so you get out of the mall.
Yeah.
Like maybe that's your angle, is like everyone's trying to sell you shit and you just buy it to shut people up. I mean,
shit.
you're funny as
Thank
fuck.
you so much, Sarah. Sarah Weinshank. She's at Princess Shank on Twitter.
Very funny.
Yeah.
And put your hands together for Kimberly Congdon, everybody.
Let me tell you, Marquise, a raw dick motherfucker.
Hey, so when you guys were younger, did your parents ever do like magic tricks with you? Just like little joke ones? My dad did this trick one time where he vanished, and that was the whole fucking trick. He just vanished. He was around for a while, but then he decided to switch careers, and his friend introduced him to fishing. And you know that saying, give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day, but teach a man to fish, and he'll move to Cape Canaveral full time and stop paying child support. I don't know. My childhood was weird, Like, my dad didn't let me watch rated R movies because he thought they were too violent, but he didn't have a problem hating my mom. But, like, I think there's advantages to growing up in a household with domestic abuse, because, like, now I have cat-like reflexes, Anytime anyone starts yelling, I run to the nearest TV and put the volume up to 100.
Oh, an extra loud kitty. That's awesome. I loved that. I think that especially the Cape Canaveral fishing, I love that. And I think you could probably sell that magician joke from the top if you tried a little bit harder. I mean, I think it would be more like, my dad was sort of, whatever, in your own words, but you want to sell the fact that he was a good magician. Like, he was such a good magician that, in fact, he made himself disappear.
Okay.
And I haven't seen him since.
Right.
I have a huge problem with rhetorical questions in comedy acts because my philosophy is, are you not going to tell the joke?
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you guys remember when, just like my dad was a magician. He was such a great magician. He disappeared, and we haven't seen him since.
Gotcha.
Like, that's the joke. Like, and when people ask me a rhetorical question, that's the question I ask them. Is like, if I had never seen that movie, were you not going to tell that joke? And they're like, no. Well, then fuck it.
Then
Don't
why'd you
ask.
ask in the first
Just
place?
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an awesome minute. I can't wait to see what you and Sarah Weinshank do down in La Jolla on March 1st when we take this on the road to the La Jolla Comedy Store for the first time. They're both going to be there. That's Kimberly Congdon. She's at Kimberly Congdon on Twitter. Thank you guys so much for being on this show. Anything you want to promote coming up, or you're at Kirk Fox?
My new Netflix special just hit last Saturday.
Boom.
Chris Porter,
Wow.
Ugly and Angry.
You came out with the new
I
House
will
of
be
Cards.
on Kill Tony podcast. When does this air?
Next week.
Okay, next week, catch me there.
An extremely huge thanks for Jesus Trejo. JESUSTREJO. That's at Jesus Trejo on Twitter. Truly one of our funniest friends. I can't believe I could even get a stand-up comedian so awesome to goof around and want to play around with such a funny show like this. Missy X Martinez, thank you so much. Thanks everybody for coming out. Eric Dallas, Chuck Geico,
Josh Martin.
Yes, the love of my life. All right, thank you so much. Red Band, I'm Tony Hinchcliffe. Thank you. March 1st, La Jolla, San Diego.